Hello everyone, this is Wendy Ellen again, round 2 of the what if video, and I got cut off because of the length of the video and some setting that I didn't know existed. So anyway, I was uploading that video and it took forever, and I just laid down and slept about 3.5 hours and got up and participated with one of the groups with Amanda, Flaker, and that was awesome. And so I'm now doing part 2. So I was talking about the TV, and I was saying that how did I get off on the whole TV thing, and that's just how this is. It's pretty raw and unedited, and that's how I like it. So here I am, back like a bad habit, and continuing to talk about everything because I do have my little notes here. So I was talking about the TV, and I just would like to say in reference to that of being mindful of what you give your attention to, because where focus goes, energy flows. And do you understand the technology of the TV? Do you know what the TV is, what it's doing, what it's not doing? Do you know if something that's projected to you through a black box, which can be viewed as a scrying machine or a scrying mirror or a scrying surface based on technology, which could be based on nefarious black magic technology, how it can literally project into your field and interact with your field in a non-tangible way? Is that possible? Could be. And so anyway, I've never been a TV watcher. We didn't have a TV when we were little. I had one for a short while when I had a daycare in my home. Just let the kids watch Sesame Street, which I'm like, why did I do that? And we had some wholesome family movies because I homeschooled that my kids would watch. But I literally don't ever remember sitting down and watching a movie all the way through. I may have. One of my sons said, well, you loved Miss Congeniality. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't think I ever watched it all the way through. I mean, I'm not interested. I am so not interested in sitting and watching out another story. I do think you can get a lot of information. There's obviously a lot of data, especially with what's coming out now with TVs and movies. I'm not a Netflix person or any of it, but evidently there's a lot of information to be gathered, and supposedly they have to tell you what they're doing before they do it. And there's a lot of data that's being collected right now via a storyline that is playing out here on planet Earth, on Mama Earth, and what they're telling you about that storyline via different movies and TV shows. And I do think that's happening, definitely. But like, when Star Trek was super popular, and sometimes these thoughts would come up out of me, and I'd be like, why did I say that? Why did I think that? And that's been one of those narratives, running through my mind. When my kids were really into not Star Trek so much, but Star Wars. And they'd be watching, Star Wars 1, 2, whatever. I don't even know the names of them. Literally don't care. But they would be watching, and be like Luke Skywalker, and he's in the thing, and Boba Fett, or I don't even know the characters, Jabba the Hutt, and everything. And one of my sons, my eldest son, I remember one time he was like, basically in his own verbiage as a child, was like, why don't you sit and watch it with us? It's so cool, it's so fun, it's so interesting. And I said to him, that's not even how the story went anyway. I don't need to watch that. And I'm like, where did that come from? I don't know. There's something about it where I watch it and I'm like, yeah, there's a lot that resonates there. Sure. But my inner data, my inside knowing is just like, it's skewed from me and my experience. I don't know. And then there's a lot of history about George Lucas, and he met the Pleiadian woman, and she told him this, and all that kind of stuff. But who knows if that's true? Who knows if anything is true? It's like, just take it all with a grain of salt, or a grain of sand, or a grain of anything. But just like, anything that's shocking or terrifying, I'm like, so out. The Roots, thing. What was the other big movie with the Nazi Germany and all this and this, the Schindler's List, and stuff like that. I'm just like, no, that literally evokes visceral responses from my body technology, and I'm not interested in evoking that. I've had a lot of trauma and a lot of terror in this lifetime, consistently as a child, and for large portions of my adult life. And I'm not interested in stimulating those cellular memories any longer. I'm transmuting those cellular memories. I'm releasing those cellular memories. I'm creating what I want now. So this is my area to play. The earth is my playing field. That's how I view it. And I have choices about what I want to entertain and not entertain. What I want to be entertained by and not be entertained by. And those are my choices. And I can change those choices anytime I want. I can view things differently one way. When I was little, I'd lay down and look at the sky. And I literally saw things, not just doing that, but almost like through a kaleidoscope. And I saw there's many different ways to look at many different things. So that's just still how I kind of view things in some contexts. But anyway, back to Mother Earth and all the what ifs about Mother Earth, which I do actually find really intriguing, and in relation to the human body. It's just like the human body. Let's talk about the human body. What if not everybody's anatomy is similar? Is it fair to make blanket statements about anything? I do think that there are some structures or some, not paradigms, can't think of a good word right now, frameworks that may be applicable to everybody or everything. But I think within that, there's a lot of play. It's just like saying, here's your box, here's your little home. You go inside your little box and you enjoy your little box. But you can decorate it any way you want. I think that our experience here is literally like that. We love our little boxes. We just love our boxes. Can I live in a yurt? It's just hilarious to me. It's like, everybody buy your box. Everybody have fun in your box. And guess what? You'll never really own your box. Because that's all, subjective too. And at any time, if somebody else wants your box, mostly the government, they can take possession of your box, no matter how long you paid for it, how long you inhabited it, how long you hated it or enjoyed it. Somebody can still take your box. Or they can take part of your box yard. Oh, we're going to put a roadway here. We're going to take part of your box yard. Or whatever. Okay, so what about the human body? What if everything we know, everything I learned about human anatomy is inaccurate? And I've heard and listened to a lot of things. What if every organ in the body relates to a stellar body? What if it relates to another planet? Some of that resonates with me, maybe influences from different things. Sure, everything's wave, vibration, frequency. I do believe that. Maybe not everything. That's another subject. But what if everything we learned about the body is not applicable to everybody? What if it's a consciousness groupthink thing, and we all think that every human body is similar and every human experience is supposed to be similar? And what if that's not true? What if it's just plain not true? What if everybody's alimentary canal doesn't function the same way? What if we don't need the alimentary canal? What if we're all supposed to be breatharian? Shout out to Kelly Moss if you ever see this. My friend Kelly Moss and I, we used to go, wouldn't it be great if we didn't have to eat anything? Don't get me wrong, I love food, and I love making food. I love preparing food. I love appreciating the earth. I love growing food. But it's time consuming too, and I do love the process, and I put a lot of love in the process, and usually what I make tastes incredibly yummy, and I never follow a recipe unless it's for a dessert or a bread, which I never make anymore. But what if we don't have to eat? What if we don't have to drink? What if we can get our life force energy from the ether or the sun, and from the earth, like Spanish moss. What if that's true? What if everybody doesn't have the same tissue structure? What if everybody doesn't have the same amount of organs? What if you have 2 livers? What if? What if not everybody has everything the same way? What if your immune system isn't what you've been told? Do you have a Peyer's patch? Do you know what that is? It's so funny to me now. It's like I was thinking I was going to go into a trajectory of teaching people about their body and helpful ways that they can assist their body. And I think there are a lot of things about that. And there may be a lot of things that are applicable to everybody, but what if it's not true? And just like you take, I've got this sickness, or I blew out a disc in my back, or I've had this excruciating pain in my side, or all my joints are inflamed, whatever. Okay, we need to do an MRI. You need to have a magnetic resonance image produced. What is that? Do you know what an MRI is? What if mass consciousness creates our beliefs about the MRI or a CAT scan or anything? What if all the doctors that are going to look at it have been trained the same way? And when they look at it quantumly, they're all going to think they're going to see the same thing, and the same body structures, and the same organ placements, the same appendage and phalange placements. So they all see the same thing, and then they're telling you based on their collective thought patterns, creating a tulpa, creating thought forms, and they're going to tell you based on their collective reality. What if it's not true? What if you can heal yourself? What if we can heal ourselves? I recently was moving some of my belongings because I moved recently from somewhere I was staying. And this entailed me going up and down stairs because my living space was primarily upstairs in an already furnished room. And so I was making trips up and down the stairs, and I tend to move pretty quick. And I usually wear flip-flops. I don't like closed horseshoes. And so I was wearing flip-flops, and I was going up and down the stairs. And there's a little, 3 steps maybe on the front porch, and I'd been up and down those 8-10 times. And there was a decorative pot for plants that had weeds growing in it, that I had some decorative curls on the bottom. And I'd been up and down past that. Well, this particular time, my right foot got hung up on one of those decorative squirrels. A decorative squirrel. A decorative curl. And I felt pain immediately. And I was like, wow, that's kind of smart. So I was like, but it doesn't have to. Why? Because I have the ability to heal myself. I've done it many times. I don't have health insurance. I haven't, I think, since 2007. I never go to the doctor because I'm sick, because I've learned how to heal myself. And just like anything, I think there's a myriad of ways to do this. I think it's particular to you and your body. And once you understand your technology and your resonance fields, that you can tailor make it to do what you want with it. But I do think we have the capability to heal our own bodies all the time, anytime. And it can be a short amount of time or a prolonged period of time. So anyway, I went up the stairs. The bed was already there because, like I said, the room's already furnished. So I was like, okay, this is great. This is another opportunity for me to prove to myself who I am and what I can do. So I'm healing this immediately. Total confidence, no question in my mind, because I've done it so many times. So I went up there, laid flat on my back, put my feet in the air, rotated my ankles, did some extensions, did my feet in a figure 8 pattern. So let's get some energy moving. Made a chi ball, an energy ball with my hands. Waited